Hi, we're Rosie and Charlie, and since November 2023, we've been living and working in Australia. So far, we've visited places like Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide, as well as a handful of things in between. We're currently on an 11-week road trip travelling through Queensland and the Northern Territory all the way to South Australia. And after 19 days on the road, we have reached far north Queensland. In this video, we revisit all the areas that started our Australian journey 18 months ago. Morning everyone, we've made it to Kuranda. Charlie done a great little drive. Thought you might have had a little bit of PTSD from when I drove it and
the van broke down. We went in
down.
Hellman's province. PTSD.
But he done really well, and we've only had to drive around 40 minutes, would you say?
Yeah, about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Maybe a little bit longer with the roadworks on the
range. And so we have been here before. Day one of travelling again, so travelling the east coast, and it's raining. It was raining. It was one of the first places that we started when we went for our big travels back in March, was it?
Everything was closed and it was raining.
Yeah, it just wasn't. Yeah.
And we'd stayed a night in a horrible campsite that we nearly got bogged in. Very hot, the fan ran out, it rained all night, our solar's not charged, and we also got stuck on the campsite this morning on the wet grass, but you know, iced coffee and a crap to sort out. So
yeah,
we weren't in the best mood.
It wasn't the best start.
But today it's sunny, we've got an Airbnb to go back to, we've got aircon.
So it's a very different take in Kuranda than it was last time, so
let's go, let's get out of the car because she's getting sweaty.
Last time we came, we contemplated life in that cafe. Charlie's got his breakfast one and my one.
I had a good time.
Yeah, but we're going to try something else today, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Can't keep doing the same thing.
No. Honestly, it makes such a difference with the weather. So much nicer. You can enjoy it a lot more. You can take your time.
Yeah, because last time everyone was squeezed in as well. Yeah.
So much nicer.
How's it going so far?
Good. If you didn't know anything about Kuranda, it's super hippified and it's got loads of like shops. There's like tarot readings, fairy shops.
Very like, I know it sounds weird, but like a stereotypical like hippie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you ask AI to make a hippie village, that's what it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So yeah, it's cutesy. There's not a ton to do.
Quite a lot of closed stalls actually.
You can get a train, like a scenic train from Cairns all the way to Kuranda. Would have loved to have done that, but just too expensive.
Plus, you know, if we'd have booked it, it'd end up raining or something.
Yeah.
They had like a board that said they created it and they had to justify the train or the scenic railway stopping there for 2 years in a row. That's why they started the market. And so it could like justify the scenic railway stopping there. And then it became a success and people got jobs and stuff. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Because the locals wanted to put Kuranda as like a place to come to as well.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, easy.
Other than the markets, there are other things to do in this area. So there's a butterfly sanctuary, there's bird world, koala garden. Like there's lots of stuff, but it costs. And it's quite expensive. So like the butterfly sanctuary is $25. The bird world and the koala garden are $22. And we just don't have the budget, nor do we want to be paying, you know, $25 to see butterflies.
We've done Kuranda as well before, so it kind of feels a bit like we're coming, but it doesn't feel like new and fresh,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we're just going to go grab a coffee and then I think we'll drive up to Barron Falls and see how it's looking. Back here again. Honestly, this trip's kind of like it feels a bit like a flashback, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, like Charlie said, it feels really nice coming back, especially when it's nicer weather. And although it is hot, it's not as hot. And we're coming back as like a holiday.
Yeah, well, you got to think as well, when we first arrived here, we had like no money because all our money we spent travelling in Asia. So we were like, we need to get the job on the farm like straight away.
Yeah.
so we didn't really do much. So we've done like day trips here and stuff with the family, but now we can spend all our money and then moan about it.
Yeah. And if you look really hard, you can see the sky rail. So there you go. That's Barron Falls. Has nothing in comparison to the last time we came here when it was after, I want to say, Cyclone Jasper. Like, she was full force going. But it's a bit sad today. But I'm sure if this is the first time you see it, you're probably like, wow, that's pretty cool. It is still very pretty though. Look at that. So we done well again and got that to ourselves. We expected it to be busy, loads of parking spaces, but again, considering last time it was...
Probably a weekend, last time.
Yeah,
as well.
and it was full force.
Everyone wanted to come see it.
Yeah, anything to add?
No, we're going to go for a little drive, go get some lunch from Coles, and then see how the afternoon goes.
Not sure if we said where we were staying, but we're staying currently in Palm Cove, which is one of the 2 places that we first came to when we arrived in Australia. So seeing as we can't actually swim in Cairns, we thought we'd come over to Palm Cove for the beach to swim here. And look at this. You can't swim here either. So we had about 10 days in Cairns and then 3 or 4 days in Palm Cove. And it's such a cute little seaside town. It is also a holiday destination. And from this beach, you can tell why. Stunning. I know we always say that these places are stunning, but they really are. When you get here, you're like, I get it. I get Australia. Like, it's just stunning. So just going to be taking the ocean views in, have a bit of a wander, and just kind of revisit what Palm Cove is. And the last time we came here, we didn't have the drone, so insert drone footage now. Morning everyone, another day. Another $1 being spent on petrol.
Yesterday, honestly, tested us to the limit.
No, that's a story for another day. We're just not even going to bother. But today we're going to be heading to Dimbulah, which is the place where we done our farm work and where our family lives. So we're going to go and spend the day with them, or the weekend with them.
Maybe the next year with them.
Just have a bit of family time and then, yeah, go from there. But one step at a time at the moment. Oh. Morning everyone. We have spent the last couple of days in Dimbulah. We've had a lovely time in Dimbulah, catching up with family, seeing anything that's been changed. And we went to a race course?
Like a speedway.
A speedway. So we went to a speedway, saw some burnouts, saw some drifting. That was very different to what we're used to. I didn't go into much detail here, but for only $55 per ticket, we had an absolute blast. It was such a good experience. And then sorting all these other stuff. But yesterday we drove to Port Douglas, or at least we drove past Port Douglas to our campsite here, which is the Daintree Beach Resort, for the Port Douglas Carnival. We didn't actually do anything yesterday, and we have been to Port Douglas once before, and that was only for food. We only went for lunch, but today is the continuation of that carnival, and we were like, right, what's on to offer? What are they offering? Yeah, what do they offer that we don't have to pay for? And I saw Pooch Party, dogs involved. I'm there, so we're heading there now, and it's like the best dressed. I don't know what they're dressing up as.
This up, it might be 2 dogs in a park.
Yeah, it might be a few dogs just like but we're gonna head there anyway and just see, you know, what's on, and then really explore Port Douglas the way that we should have last time, rather than just going for food. 30 minutes later and we've made it to Port Douglas. We did park a little bit further out just in case it was going to be busy. So far it's not. So the more and more we get closer, the more I'm thinking, is it going to be like, there's me thinking it's going to be like hundreds.
Are you mad? What do you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be a lot.
It's going to be about 10 old people standing around a field with some dogs. That's what it's going to be.
With a dog in a tutu.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know what you expected.
I expected something more. So this is Reynolds Park. Can you see any doggies? So yes, it is empty, but it did say that to start in the park and then to walk to the surf, the life-saving club. I don't know what it is, but there are a lot of cars and there are a handful of dogs that I can see. So hopefully they're all heading to the Pooch Party. We've made it. And yes, you're seeing that right. It's empty.
Huge turnout today, lad.
But luckily, it did get busier. So first competition down, it was about the best dress. So they parade them around in their little outfits and having way too much fun watching it, just laughing at every single one that came round. One was called Charlie, and then the owner was Tracy, which is my mum's name, which made it even more hilarious. And they do have little dogs round here for you to adopt. And
she's gonna get one.
We're very tempted. He is perfect.
I think you'll fit the man.
You know what? He's small enough. Oh, honestly, the amount of dogs around here is just... it's given me so much joy. With time to spare between competitions, we had a quick nose to see what else was going on.
Second best steak of the day?
No. Such a good little day out. So you got like the fire engine crew here, got some ice cream, got some food, got some bouncy castles. On the beach they've got sandcastle competitions and
a lot of the stalls are for like local
businesses,
charities.
yeah, and charities. And then what is on it? Floats and kites. Yeah, and it's all weekend. Such a great little idea. And after 10 minutes of strolling, we head back for more dogs.
Close to jump through the ring there, Benji. Yes! Yeah!
Well, that was doggy heaven. Johnny's laughing at me, but honestly, it was the best thing that we've done so far.
Best day you love.
Best day. Great for families, so good. There's so much to do down there. But as a couple, we still had a great time. Now heading into Port Douglas town again to do something. We walk through town and end up in the local brewery. quick stop at Hemingway's brewery, had live music on. So had a few drinks and now we're heading back because we are starving and we've got steaks. So very excited for that. Anything to add?
Yeah, just FYI, you didn't have a few drinks because you're driving.
I had a Fanta and a water. But it's not because I'm driving.
Hectic night. And we have steaks and maybe a little nap.
Do you want a nap?
Maybe.
I think I might read my book.
Oh, hectic life in Surreal Travels world.
Hectic life. So got back, just waiting on the steaks to be cooked. And the temperature is a bit wild. So we are going into autumn, but because we're in tropical North Queensland, works on its own accord. And it's sweaty as hell. I'm not joking when I say it. It's like 92% humidity. It's insane. It just wants to rain, so that it's just like so gross and sweaty and sticky. Like having a shower today, this morning, there was no point. I was so sweaty after it. So we thought about it and we discussed it and we went, what is the plan? What are we going to do? So we upgraded. And it was only like an extra $40 a night. It's a tent. There's no toilets or showers or anything like that. But best thing of all, AC. So let me give you a mini tour of the area. So chairs, table, the van's right there. Open it up. Oh. So that's the first little look. Open up the mozzie mesh. And in we come. Close it down quickly, don't want any bugs getting in. And look how cute this space is. So for an extra $40 on AC, a double bed and some extra towels, 100% worth it for an extra $40. 100%. This will mean that if it is raining, which I feel like it will do tonight, we don't have any issues. We're going to be nice and cozy in our beds. We won't be trudging through water and like sneaking over each other. And the van in cold is doable, but in weather like this, no chance. No chance. So very, very happy right now. So I can confirm that the upgrade was worth the money. And we're now heading out to Atherton, but you'll see that in the next video.